It easy. Well, you end up like Beezy, man. But I'm not gonna lie, man. YouTube, man. I just reacted to some freakish junk, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. I never seen that a day in my life. When I mean demonic, I mean pure demonic. You know what I mean? When I mean that mom was a freak, you know, the most freakish thing I've ever seen in a while. You know what I'm saying? But now, for all my new subscribers and new viewers, if y'all do want to go look at all of my movie reactions, you know what I'm saying? I got a playlist section for y'all. You know, everything set up for y'all. You know what I mean? For Sholioli. But, read the title, man. The mystery of people disappearing in a remote town that holds a dark secret. You know, this right here, this title kind of reminds me of From. You know what I mean? I told y'all, if y'all have not watched From, you need to watch From. You know what I'm saying? From literally, like, bro, I literally was paranoid driving because I thought I was going to see a tree. From is about, it's just like this. I don't think it's just like this, but it's about people from different states, LA, whatever. I'm just saying like whatever, like cities. I can say cities, LA, Atlanta, whatever. You know what I'm saying? People from all different type of states and cities get stuck in this remote town. You know what I mean? And this remote town that they get stuck upon is demonic. You know what I'm saying? They can't get out of the town. They try to drive away from the town. They try to go through the woods. They end up right back at that demonic town filled with monsters portrayed to be humans. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a whole lot of creepy stuff start happening in the town. It's crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. I finished it. First season, second season, third season. You know what I'm saying? I finished it. Crazy. They coming out with a fourth season in 2026. I can give y'all a lot of good series, man. But, bro, freaking crazy, bro.
Holiday trip that turned into a nightmare after they arrived in a mysterious town no longer inhabited by anyone.
What the freak, bro?
After they arrived in a mysterious town no longer inhabited by anyone.
Ugh.
The movie begins by showing
bro, face was blown off.
Area. Suddenly, during their journey, they accidentally hit a deer that crosses the road.
Dang. How about you stop driving? Or are you still driving when you just...
Incident, they are forced to pull over for a while to check the condition of their car. While inspecting the vehicle, their pet dog suddenly howls in pain from behind the bushes. Worried, the husband quickly goes to check on the dog. Shockingly, the dog reappears in a horrifying condition. Not only the dog, but the husband is also found brutally attacked by something, and that is when the film truly begins.
Holy crap.
The scene then shifts to a man named Tripp, who visits the apartment of one of his acquaintances, Radford, to buy illegal drugs. Tripp gives Radford some money for the transaction. When Radford goes to get the change, Tripp uses the opportunity to steal all of Radford's drugs, hidden in a drawer. Radford remains unaware that Tripp has stolen everything from him. To avoid suspicion, Tripp immediately leaves the place. He then goes to meet his friends, as he had made plans with them to take a vacation in a remote town. That was one of the reasons Tripp stole Radford's drugs, so they could have fun together. Tripp's friends include Nelson, Nelson's girlfriend Cookie, Gretchen, who owns the car, and Jack, a blind man. Even though Jack cannot see, his hearing is incredibly sharp. Since Tripp has just met Jack, he doesn't believe that Jack is truly blind. Feeling hungry, they all decide to stop at a cafe.
Sorry about Tripp. We're in the same frat. That's it.
Oh yeah, I did. Never leave me alone.
Coincidentally, Jack needs to use the restroom, and Tripp mischievously guides him to the women's restroom. This act angers Cookie, who scolds Tripp for treating Jack that way. From then on, Tripp finally believes that Jack really is blind. While choosing food from the menu, Tripp suddenly receives a phone call from Radford himself. Radford furiously scolds Tripp for daring to steal all of his drugs. He warns that if Tripp does not return them, he will hunt Tripp down and kill him on the spot. Radford then orders Tripp to meet him in the Area 52 region within 2 hours, threatening that if Tripp is late, he will be killed. This terrifying threat leaves Tripp shaken. However, he chooses not to tell his friends about the theft. After finishing their lunch, Tripp, Nelson, Cookie, Jack, and Gretchen continue their journey to the remote town where they planned a vacation. Along the way, they chat with each other until Tripp eventually confesses that he is carrying a large quantity of drugs. His statement shocks and frightens Gretchen, who fears that if the police catch them with such a large stash, they could easily be mistaken for drug couriers and arrested. Because of this, Gretchen demands that Tripp get out of the car and find another ride. Unfortunately, when Tripp checks his phone, he discovers that there is no signal at all. While they are pulled over, Cookie excuses herself to go behind the bushes to relieve herself.
I'm about to say, first of all, you think you got to kill me, bro, to get out of this ride. That's no doubt. Think you finna kick me out, bro, in the middle of nowhere? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I don't care what you is. I don't care what you think, bro. Cops gonna pull us over or whatever you thinking, bro. You gonna have to kill me to get me out this ride. Look where the freak they at, bro. Look where we at, G. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you think I'm gonna do? Ain't no service out here. Most likely is no service out here. You know what I'm saying? So I can't call a Lyft. I can't call a Uber. What you think I'm finna just get out in the middle of nowhere because you scared of having a little bit of drugs in your car? But you better get the freak out my face, girl. You have to kill me for sure, Leoli. You know what I'm saying? I ain't getting the freak out of nowhere.
Suddenly, a powerful tremor shakes the ground, leaving them all stunned and confused.
You don't want me in your car? You better take me the freak back. What the freak?
Did you feel that?
They try to think positively, assuming it was just an ordinary earthquake. Tripp then begs Gretchen to let him stay with them, but Gretchen firmly refuses. Feeling a bit sorry for him, Gretchen eventually decides to at least drive Tripp back to the cafe where they...
They even let her, like, man, like I said, bro, you better take me, what a freak. You better take me back home. To even get out the car, bro, show me how soft you is. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even getting out the car. Like I said, if you don't want me in this car, you know what I mean, take me back home. But I ain't finna go back to no cafe. I ain't finna get out in the middle of nowhere or nothing. We just ain't going nowhere. You feel me? Straight up. You know what I mean? But think I'm getting out of nowhere, bro. And if it gotta come down to that, I'll steal your car for real. I don't wanna do it to you, G, but it gotta come down to that, I'ma do it to you, bro. Like, bro, come on, bro. Go ahead and drive me to the destination, bro. You know what I'm saying? Or take me back home, G. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna get, if we do get pulled over, my bad, bro. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I'm not finna do is get out this dang car. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna, if you want to take it there, we're gonna have to take it there then, bro. I'm gonna leave you on the side of that freaking road. I'm gonna leave you in the middle of nowhere and take your dang car. I don't want to take it there, but you got me effed up thinking I'm finna be in the middle of nowhere, boy.
Had eaten earlier so he could more easily
messed
find
up. Look where we at. She talking about get out the car. Look at this, bro. Look what a freak I'm at. You know what I'm saying? And then when it get dark, man, you get out my face, bro. You probably got miles and miles and miles to walk until you get service.
On the way, they accidentally come across a car that has been in an accident. At first, they want to call 911.
No, F that car.
But unfortunately, none of their phones have a signal.
See?
Eventually, they arrive at the cafe, and Gretchen tells Tripp to get out of the car.
Listening to oldies doesn't work for you?
Music is the accompaniment.
Don't do this. I vote, we vote.
Just as they are about to drive away and leave him, Gretchen's car suddenly breaks down.
Goofy?
Since Tripp is the only one who knows how to fix cars, Gretchen has no choice but to ask for his help. It turns out that the fuel line is leaking, causing the gas tank to run completely dry. Tripp tries to repair it and manages to patch the leak with whatever tools he can find.
Possibly, if I knew what that meant.
All fixed.
After finishing the repair, Gretchen apologizes to Tripp for her harsh attitude. Although the leak is fixed, they still need to find gasoline to get the car running again. That's when they realize Jack is missing. They start calling out his name until Jack finally comes out from inside the cafe. Being blind, Jack is puzzled as to why he didn't hear any noise from within the cafe. He immediately urges them to check inside. Sure enough, what was once a busy cafe full of people is now eerily empty. No one is there anymore. They call out several times, but no one responds. All the food and drinks are left behind as if abandoned in a rush. Even all the electronic devices, from the TV to the phone and others, are completely useless. The only way to find out what happened is by using the radio transmitter. Through the static, they catch fragments of a message saying that the area has been shut down for some reason. Since night is approaching, they decide to stay at a nearby motel. Later, Tripp asks Cookie and Gretchen for permission to go out and search for gasoline in the area. While waiting for Tripp to return with fuel, Cookie and Gretchen decide to prepare food for everyone. But suddenly, Cookie notices a dark shadow inside the cafe.
Holy
Because
crap.
of this, she and her boyfriend Nelson immediately go in to find out who or what the shadow belongs to. However, after wandering around for a while, they fail to find anyone. Caught up in the moment, they end up having sex. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Tripp finally finds a public phone that he hopes can be used to call for help. Unfortunately, the phone doesn't work at all. Just as Tripp is about to leave, he accidentally spots Radford rummaging through the trunk of his car. Tripp tries to ask him for help, but instead Radford attempts to kill him with tools he pulls from the trunk. Radford is clearly furious over Tripp stealing all his drugs. Not wanting to be killed, Tripp chooses to escape using his skateboard. On his way, Tripp crosses paths with a driver named Henry, who is searching for his wife who mysteriously disappeared. Seeing Tripp alone in the desert, Henry offers him a ride, which Tripp gladly accepts. Tripp tells Henry that his friends are waiting at a cafe not far from there. Hearing this, Henry drives over to pick them up. When they arrive at the cafe, Tripp only finds Jack and Gretchen, while Nelson and Cookie are still having sex. Since it's already dark, they
See, this how it happened with From. You know what I'm saying? This how it happened with From. You know what I mean? People just start coming out the woodworks, you know what I'm saying? You know, and you just get in this town, bro, and they can't get the freak out. You know what I'm saying? Certain people just come into town and you just can't get out. And then the thing is, like I said, y'all seen that dark figure that's in the kitchen? Thing is, they got to survive this town. It's not only you got to get out this town, but you got to survive this town, because at dark, you got these monsters coming out every single night trying to kill you. Imagine that. Imagine being trapped in the town that you can't get out of. And then not only being trapped in the town, you got to survive the town, because the monsters only come out at dark. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? But it's like they're monsters, so they trying to eat you every night. So you got to get until you had this sheriff called Sheriff Boyd. You got to get into this freak. You got to get into the house before a certain time, because every night they coming out trying to eat. You know what I'm saying? Trying to eat you.
all agree to continue their trip the next morning. Henry decides.
And then before Sheriff Boyd came with these little stones, because Sheriff Boyd came, you know what I'm saying, and restructured the whole town. So before Sheriff Boyd came, you know what I'm saying, they had to hide underground. You know what I mean? They had to hide, you feel me, like in crazy places, bro. They couldn't even hide in the houses. You feel me? Because they'll just come through the freaking door. Not the door, but the window or whatever. But Sheriff Boyd found these little stones to keep the monsters out of the houses. So he put the freaking stones in the houses, bro. So that right there, you know what I'm saying, up the freaking town, bro. You feel me? Because they couldn't get in the house. I don't know. They just wouldn't come around when the stones was around. You feel me?
Sleep in the car.
It was
while
a crazy
Tripp goes to look
crazy
for
series,
Nelson
bro.
and Cookie.
I gotta watch
As Henry was
From.
about to fall asleep, an invisible creature suddenly appears and strangles him to death on the spot. Meanwhile, while searching for Nelson and Cookie, Tripp hears faint noises coming from a dumpster. When he checks, he's shocked to see a man whose body has been split in half.
Oh my God.
At first, Tripp is confused about what is happening, but he convinces himself that maybe he is just imagining things. Quietly, he then steals some of Henry's gasoline so that he can refuel Gretchen's car, which had previously run dry due to the leak. After successfully taking Henry's gas, Tripp tries to find a signal to call for help, but suddenly he is attacked by the same creature that had killed Henry.
Holy crap.
On the other side, after finishing having sex, Cookie excuses herself to go to the bathroom.
That's one thing, bro. That's one thing about humans, but they gonna have sex anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, it don't matter if it's in the bathroom. It don't matter where it's at. One thing about humans gonna find a way to have sex. You know what I mean? Like, golly.
Once she gets there, she is suddenly attacked by the mysterious creature and killed.
Dang.
Nelson, waiting in the motel room, grows concerned when Cookie never returns. He searches around for her but cannot find her anywhere. Eventually, Nelson decides to stay inside the
Imagine just getting booty by your girlfriend and then the next minute she dead. Imagine that. You know what I'm saying? She fine like a glass of wine too. I know you gonna be hurt. You know what I mean? Because you probably never gets any booty again because you in a remote town. So it seems like you ain't going nowhere. So dang, I'll be hurt, man. That's my, fine like a glass of wine. That's my fine girlfriend, man. I had free booty. You know, knowing I probably never get no booty again. Good God almighty, dog.
Hotel room, but there he is, ambushed by the creature and killed after being
Oh, he got killed too. Oh, he got killed too. So he ain't matter. He got killed too.
Shard of glass.
Oh, what the freak? Bro,
Now,
what
only
type
Gretchen
of
and Jack remain alive.
creature is this?
Gretchen urges Jack to help
I ain't gonna lie, this creature that they're dealing with is dangerous, more dangerous than From. At least you can see the creatures. You know what I'm saying? But with this creature, you can't even see the creature. Oh, I would have rather From. Yeah, I would have rather From, for sure, Leola. You can't even see this creature. This creature killing you and you can't even see it.
search for the
Oh, bro
others,
dead. Bro done. Oh, you done. You know what I'm saying? He's the next to die.
walking around the area, but they can't find anyone. They then check on Henry, who had been sleeping in his car. At first, Gretchen thinks Henry is simply asleep, but when she checks his pulse, she realizes he is dead. Both of them are left confused about what is happening. Gretchen then tells Jack to stay inside the car while she looks for a weapon to protect them. Shortly after Gretchen leaves, Jack hears a loud noise outside the car. Curious, he decides to follow the sound. Since he cannot see, he ties a long thread to the car so he doesn't lose his way. He walks carefully, but eventually the noise disappears. Suddenly, a terrifying creature appears and attacks him, causing Jack to scream in terror.
What the freak?
Gretchen, who has just
He
found
dead.
a weapon, hears his cries. Luckily, before the creature can kill Jack, Trip arrives just in time and drives it away. Trip has somehow survived the previous attack, though his arm has been badly injured.
Dang.
He takes Jack and Gretchen to hide in a safe spot.
Bro.
However, the creature doesn't let them escape so easily. It swiftly kills Trip. Witnessing Trip's death, Gretchen urges Jack to escape with her using Henry's car. Unfortunately, the vehicle won't start. Left with no choice, Gretchen decides they must fight the creature. Although she knows it's nearly impossible, they have no other option but to give it their all.
What he gonna do?
Because the creature moves incredibly fast, Gretchen struggles to land a shot. Eventually, the creature strikes Jack in the head, but instead of killing him, the impact miraculously restores his sight. Thanks to their teamwork,
For real?
they manage to drive the creature away. Jack, however, faints from exhaustion. Gretchen then searches for the gasoline that Trip had stolen earlier, fills up her car, and quickly floors the gas pedal to escape. But the creature refuses to let her go, and a fierce battle erupts
What the
between
frick is
Gretchen
that?
and the monster.
Why would you do that, bro?
After managing to hit the creature with her car, Gretchen drives away from the scene. At first, she
Good.
thinks the monster has finally been killed, but to her shock, it suddenly comes back to life and startles her,
What?
causing the car to crash badly. Surprisingly, Radford shows up and saves Gretchen by giving her mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. In the end, Gretchen survives. Not only her, Jack also manages to be saved. Radford quickly calls for help so Gretchen and Jack can receive medical attention. The police handling the accident discover 4 victims dead at the scene: Trip, Nelson, Cookie, and Henry. Then, a shocking truth is revealed. When they had pulled over earlier to look for a signal, Henry's car had actually crashed into Gretchen's. The tremor they felt was not an earthquake, but the impact of that collision. Henry's wife, Rose, tells the authorities that Henry suffered a heart attack and lost control of the car, slamming into Gretchen's vehicle and killing Trip, Nelson, and Cookie. The overturned car they had seen earlier was in fact their own, but they didn't realize it because the crash happened so suddenly. Every death they experienced at the motel was actually a reflection of how they truly died in the
Oh, shoot. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, what the freak? That's a crazy ending right there. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. So that's a crazy, what the freak? That's a crazy
tells
twist,
the
bro.
authorities that Henry suffered a heart attack and lost control of the
What?
car, slamming into Gretchen's vehicle and killing Trip, Nelson, and Cookie. The overturned car they had seen earlier was in fact their own, but they didn't realize it because the crash happened so suddenly.
That's crazy.
Every death they experienced at the motel was actually a reflection of how they truly died in the accident. For example, Cookie died from internal bleeding, Nelson died from being pierced by shattered glass, and Trip bled out from his severed arm. Gretchen survived because she was wearing her seatbelt, while Jack only suffered a head injury but remained alive in the car.
That's
Radford,
crazy.
who had been following them to reclaim the drugs stolen by Tripp, witnessed the crash firsthand. From the beginning of their journey, Radford had been tailing them, and when the accident occurred, he became the direct witness. Immediately after, Radford called the authorities so the survivors, Gretchen, Jack, and Rose, could receive medical help. In short, everything that happened at the motel took place in the spiritual realm. When the crash killed them, their souls hadn't realized they were already dead, so they wandered as if they were still alive. This
crazy.
explains why the cafe and motel
I'm
suddenly...
not gonna lie, y'all. This is like craziest twist I've ever seen. I ain't gonna lie. That twist is crazy. You know what I'm saying? That is crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, what the freak, bro? Yeah, that's the craziest twist I've ever seen.
Turned empty. They had already crossed into another world. Eventually, Tripp, Nelson, and Cookie came to terms with their deaths at the motel, while Gretchen and Jack were saved in reality thanks to Radford.
Here, 20-ish in terms.
Grabbed his chest.
The final scene shows Gretchen and Jack returning to their normal lives, deeply grateful to still be alive. And with that, the story ends.
So yeah, man, y'all, that is it, man. You know what I'm saying? That is it. Like I said, I'm gonna do more movie recaps, you know what I mean, sooner or later, you know what I'm saying? But that right there was a crazy twist, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody for joining the stream, you know what I'm saying? If y'all want more movie recaps, y'all tell me, and I promise y'all, I will let y'all have it, you know what I'm saying? But it's your boy, Jake Willie Silly, man, aka Mr. Take It